My name is Megan D'Ambrosio, and in today's episode, you'll hear from me and my colleague Lauren Acree about strategies that parents can use to support their students in a distance learning setting. Learning is different right now for everyone, teachers, parents, and students. And in this series, we're going to talk through some strategies that parents and guardians can use to support their learners at home. Remember, this is new for you, and it's new for your students, and no one is expecting you to nail it on the head or be a full-time teacher. Both parents and students alike are going to have to make adjustments with how they engage with school, their education, and each other. To help you with this transition, we have 3 tips you can use to talk to your students, give your students space to learn, and set your students up for success.
The first tip that we'll share with you is to talk to your student about what they're learning. Now, how many of you all have been here?
Hey Theo, how was school today?
Good.
Anything else?
While my son is younger than school age, we've seen this interaction play out from toddler to teenager. At this current moment with remote learning, teachers are posting more clearly than ever before the learning objectives and goals for the day. As a parent, you're expected to be a semi-partner in your child's education, right? And so take advantage of that information and use it as you talk to your child about learning. So rather than asking the big picture question, such as, how was your day? Did school go all right today? Where you might get a 1 or 2 word response, ask a specific question. I see that you're talking about character development. Weren't you reading Tuck Everlasting? Tell me about the characters in that book. This type of specific question will open up a conversation where your child can once again practice the skills that they're learning in school, and it will help you be able to make some real world connections for them next time you're out and about. The second strategy you might try is to use a daily check-in and check-out. So every morning as you're getting ready for the day, have your child pull up their agenda and look at what the priorities are for the day. Ask them what they need to do, what they need to get started, and what they're really excited about or nervous for during the day. Then at the end of the day, ask them how it went and help them kind of process and reflect on and learn from what worked and what didn't over the course of the school day. Building this muscle will help your child plan, prioritize, and be better able to learn independently moving forward. It might take a little bit of time to get them used to this type of thinking, but I promise it'll be worth it in the long run.
When you heard at-home learning, you may have started planning every minute of your child's day, or you might have had the image of needing to sit with them through all of their remote learning tasks. Many of us did. Students learn to expect that. When they don't know what to do, they look to their parents, their teachers, their caregivers for entertainment and support rather than looking for the solution on their own. However, it is not sustainable to do this for our kids long term, and it is important for them to be able to work and play independently, solve problems, and self-direct. To get started in building longer stretches of independent work or play, consider using the 15-45 rule. Give your students 15 minutes of your focused attention, then set them up with an independent activity and let them engage in self-directed learning or play for 45 minutes. Remember, you don't always have to create these activities. Teachers are providing your students with educational and creative tasks that align with the curriculum. It won't happen seamlessly right away, but stick with it and you may be able to get those longer stretches of independent work time for your child. Leave space for your child to struggle, feel bored, and to solve their own problems. In this space, your student will learn to become more creative and independent.
The third and final tip I'll share with you is to create systems so that your child can learn independently. As Megan just shared, your role as a parent is changing, and your child's role is changing a lot too. They may or may not be super comfortable learning independently at their developmental stage. Now, you might think that your child's teacher is sitting right next to your student every step of the way, all day long, helping them figure out any challenge they may come across. And I will tell you as a former teacher that that is just not the case. And you should absolutely not feel the pressure to sit with your student all day long. There are some systems and processes that you can use to help encourage your student to be independent while also making sure that they know that they have support if they need it. The first strategy I'll share on this note is to schedule purposeful check-in times. You might set your child up for the day, say 8 in the morning, and see that there's some independent work time on the daily calendar from your teacher around 10 o'clock. Shortly after that, I would check in with your student, maybe around 10:15 or 10:30, and see how it's going. See if there are any questions you can answer or support that you can provide, and just spend 15 to 30 minutes with them, helping them out. When that time is up, you go back to work, the child keeps working independently, and everyone is ready. The more consistent you can be with that scheduling of one-on-one time, the better prepared your child will be for those times together. They'll know how to save the questions that they don't know how to do for later, and they'll be able to really purposefully use your insight and expertise as a parent. The second strategy that you might try out is to build an organizational system for your student. So consider, for example, during math time, making everything green. If I had posted a calendar for my child, every math lesson, I'd highlight it green. I'd get a green notebook, I'd get a green folder. I'd maybe even get a little tub where you can put the textbook or any learning materials that your child might need and label it with a green sticker. That way, I can't find my math stuff doesn't become a problem that you have to deal with. They know exactly where it is, they know what color it is, and they can access it on their own.
Today, Lauren and I shared 3 tips for ways that parents and guardians can get involved with learning while still allowing their students to own their learning. These were: talk to your students about learning, give your child space for independence, and create systems for your child to own their learning. We hope these tips were helpful. Let us know what other strategies you're trying at home. Follow us for more in the Parent Support Series by Education Element.